You're about to see a river crossing go from threat to trap in seconds. A low Su-25 drops flares, two brimstones arc in from behind a ridge, and the spearhead stalls before it can deploy. This isn't luck, it's data. A sensor web ties drones, NATO TPQ-36 arrays, and recon jets into a single firing brain. What happens when information moves faster than armor? Stay with me as we break down the exact handoff, from Fly Eyes on to Donna M2 and K9/Crab class batteries, so you can trace how precision fires shattered momentum at the choke point. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Comes after the Ukrainian military released a video which it says shows the destruction of a key bridge inside the Kursk region of Russia. Russia's air defense units destroyed 5 drones that Ukraine launched overnight, targeting the border Kursk, Belgorod and Rostov region. This video shows large explosions on the structure about 11 kilometers from the border.
You see a calm bend in the river. A steel line creeps toward it, engines low, turrets steady. The first blast hits before the bridge gear even lifts off its racks, and that's your answer. The column was visible long before it saw itself. The ground forces this. 2 dirt spines squeeze down to the waterline, both flanked by ridges with scrub and broken tree lines. The approach lanes twist just enough to kill speed, then funnel into one tight throat where heavy units have to nose to tail to deploy bridging. No side lanes, no space to fan out, no hard cover at the crossing point. If you're heavy, you bunch. If you bunch, you die fast when someone else owns the angles. Engineers step in first. UR-77s grind forward to chew a path, pontoon crews and PMM-2M ferries stage tarps and netting, and an armored bridge layer queues behind them. The rotors overhead, short-haul lift, not gunship, try to screen movement with noise and dust. But then the net cracks. Radios don't fail outright, they smear. A hiss in the ear, half words, stepped on calls. EW creep isn't dramatic. It's a slow fog that makes a squad think it's alone.
And to cut it piece by piece, having numerous peace settlements or peace negotiations. It's a true operation. And Ukrainian armed forces are there and controlling more than 1,000 square kilometers.
Way for negotiations or whatever reason. It has to be able to hold it without too great a loss.
Meanwhile, the high glass is already busy. A Su-24MR roams up where flak starts to thin, sniffing for heat the way a hunter reads tracks, engine bays glow, exhausts pulse, even idle armor paints a pattern. Lower, a Polish Fly-Eye loops quiet circles, pushing live frames of spacing and speed to a van that can tag each truck by the gap it holds. On the ground, TPQ-36 arrays rake for muzzle signatures and antenna chatter, marking where enemy guns and counter-battery radars will answer from. 3 sets of eyes, 3 kinds of truth. Together, they erase guesswork. Layered ISR is more than a stack of feeds. It's a stopwatch. Every sensor that aligns on the same slice of road cuts the handoff time from spot to shot, because aim points, range, and movement rates all reconcile in one loop, and fire control doesn't have to argue with uncertainty. That's how you turn a minute into a handful of heartbeats.
The Russian forces attempted a new tactic to breach Ukrainian lines, but the defenders were already on high alert. This allows the defenders to detect enemy movement in time and start engaging them in the kill zone, denying them.
But still, as of today, more than 2 weeks passed, and we control this territory, we hold it, and we progress.
At low level, a Su-25 schemes the treetops and spits flares. It's bait, and it works. Optics pivot, some guns track high, and the human eye hops to the bright thing that looks dangerous. The real threat sits cold behind a ridge. 2 Brimstone-class missiles rise, bend, and fall into the lead hull and the nearest fuel carrier. The road is a cork now, front locked by wreck, rear pushing blind into smoke. Your first strike choice matters. Hit a random APC and you wound the snake. Hit fuel or bridging gear and you cut the spine of the crossing. No span, no flow. No gas, no push. That math drives the opening shots here, and the chaos is baked in. But the first hits don't finish a column. Guns well off the river still have to walk rounds in while drivers slam brakes and commanders try to untangle call signs through static. So how do tubes 9 miles out track while the target stack heaves and scatters? They ride the loop. Data steps from drone feed to fire mission with near zero lag, and corrections snap back into the net before the next fuse burns. Donna M2s start their clocked sequence, K9 and crab-class batteries match the tempo, and a staggered ripple lands like a drumline. A fuel truck blooms bright. Command vans throw dirt in a scramble out of the beaten zone. The spear point stops being a point. It's a mess of metal and wrong turns.
In Zaporizhia direction, Russia is intensifying its offensive with a series of mechanized assaults to pin down the defenders and disrupt their attention, while another Russian group is assaulting from the east.
Now the trap tightens. Counter-recon teams knife forward to blind the column's eyes. Jammers widen the radio fog, step across control links, and sand the edges off any clean order. Drones ride right above the treetops and hang laser or grid marks on stragglers, then feed the next salvo in clean arcs. You can feel the formation peel, layer by layer, until only fragments move with intent. The river hasn't changed. The road hasn't widened. The only thing different is timing, and timing beats tonnage at a choke like this. With the spearhead stalled at the bend, the kill net finishes its wrap, one battery, one jammer, one drone at a time, each piece making the next shot easier. Armor lost to timing, not tonnage. When sensors outrun movement, a river stops being terrain and turns into a firing lane. You saw it, the first hit froze the head, the follow-ons carved the tail. Speed of data beats steel. If you want the tactical mindset behind these kill chains, subscribe and tell me how you'd counter an ISR-led trap at a crossing. Do you flood the net with decoys, throw smoke and spoofers, or seed the banks with counter-battery bait? Comment your choice below. The next fight goes to whoever fuses drones, guns, and data the fastest. You either sink the loop, or you feed it.